Dear students, in this particular session of design of gear, we will go through nomenclature of gear. The nomenclature of gear are important to specify the particular type of gear, and they are important to understand the different design parameter of the gear. This is the figure which shows the different nomenclature or different parts of the gear tooth and gear tooth profile. Now we will see one by one what are this nomenclature and how they are defining. So first we will see the pitch circle. So pitch circle is an imaginary circle which by pure rolling action would give the same motion as the actual gear. In this figure, the pitch circle is you can see that center line circle or center line arc over here is the pitch circle of the pinion, while this upper one center line arc represent the pitch circle for the wheel which is having center O2. Next is the pitch circle diameter. It is the diameter of the pitch circle. In this figure we have seen that this center line arc represent the pitch circle of the pinion having center O1. So the diameter of this pitch circle is known as the pitch circle diameter. The importance of pitch circle diameter is that the size of the gear is usually specified by the pitch circle diameter, and it is also known as the pitch diameter. So generally any gear is specified by its pitch circle diameter. The pitch circle diameter is also known as the pitch diameter. Now next is the pitch point. So pitch point is the common point of contact between two pitch circles. Here you can see that this point is the common point of these two pitch circles. So this point, common point of this two pitch circle is known as the pitch point. Next we will see the pressure angle or angle of obliquity. Is the angle between the common normal to the two gear teeth at the point of contact and the common tangent at the pitch point. We know that pitch point is the point of contact between two mating teeth. So this MN over here in this particular figure will represent the common normal at the contact point of two mating teeth, and this horizontal line from the P, this line is represent the common tangent at the pitch point. So the angle between the common normal at the pitch point and the tangent at the pitch point is known as the pressure angle. In this figure you can see that this particular angle is known as the pressure angle. So pressure angle is usually denoted by phi, and the standard pressure angles are 14.5 degree and 20 degree. These are the two standard values. So next we will see the addendum. Addendum is the radial distance of the tooth from the pitch circle to the top of the tooth. Alternatively, we can say that the addendum is the upper portion of the tooth profile or the tooth which is above the teeth circle. So you can see over here this much portion of the tooth which is known as addendum. Next is the dedendum. It is the radial distance of the tooth from the teeth circle to the bottom of the tooth. Means the lower portion of the tooth profile which is below the teeth circle. The lower portion of the tooth below the teeth circle is known as the dedendum. So this portion is known as the dedendum. Means this much distance, this much portion is known as the dedendum of the tooth. Next we have addendum circle. It is the circle drawn through the top of the teeth and is concentric with the teeth circle. So we can see here dash line represent the portion of the addendum circle, and this addendum circle is concentric with the teeth circle. Similarly, we have dedendum circle. It is the circle drawn from the bottom of the teeth and it is also called as the root circle. So you can see over here in this particular figure, this dashed portion is the portion of the root circle or dedendum circle. This dedendum circle is also concentric with the teeth circle. Next we have circular pitch. So it is the distance measured on the circumference of the pitch circle. This arc represents the circumference of the pitch circle from a point of one tooth to the corresponding point on the next tooth. So as you can see, it's a distance measured along the circumference of the pitch circle from a point of one tooth. Okay, consider this point and corresponding point to on the next tooth. This point on the adjacent tooth. So this distance is known as circular pitch, which is denoted by PC, and mathematically it is given by the formula that PC equal to pi capital D by T, where D is the diameter of the pitch circle and T is the number of teeth on the wheel. The two gears, this is an important note as far as circular pitch is concerned. The two gears will mass together correctly if the two wheels have the same circular pitch. Means for the two matting teeth to form a gear train, the condition is that both the gears should have the same circular pitch to mass together correctly. If D1 and D2 are the diameters of the two massing gears having the teeth T1 and T2 respectively, then for them to mass correctly, both the gears should have the same circular pitch. That means PC of gear 1 should be equal to PC of gear 2. That means pi D1 by T1 equal to pi D2 by T2, or you can say D1 by D2 equal to T1 by T2. So this is the required condition for the correct matting of the two gears to form a gear train. So next we have diametral pitch. It is the ratio of number of teeth to the pitch circle diameter in millimeter. It is denoted by PD, and mathematically it is given as PD equal to T by D, where T is the number of teeth and capital D is the pitch circle diameter. So we can say that PD equal to pi by PC, as PC equal to pi D by T. Next is the module. It is the ratio of the pitch circle diameter in millimeter to the number of teeth. It is usually denoted by m, and mathematically it is given as m equal to d by t. Next is the clearance. It is the radial distance from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth in a massing gear. It is the radial distance from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth in a massing gear. A circle passing through the top of the massing gear is known as the clearance circle. So here, this gap, when two teeth are meeting, and the difference between the top of the tooth of the one of the gear and the bottom of the tooth of the another gear, that difference is called as the clearance. And the circle passing through this is known as the clearance circle. Total depth. It is the radial distance between the addendum and the dedendum circle of a gear. We know that this line will represent the addendum circle, while the bottom one, gray line, this line will represent the dedendum circle. So radial difference between these two circles, that is known as the total depth. Now we will see the working depth. It is the radial distance from the addendum circle to the clearance circle, or it is equal to the sum of addendum of the two massing gear. So you can see that this one is known as the working depth. So it is the radial distance between the addendum circle and the clearance circle. So this particular depth is known as the working depth. Next we have the tooth thickness. It is the width of the tooth measured along the pitch circle. It is the width of the tooth measured along the pitch circle. This much width, that is known as the tooth thickness. Next we have tooth space. It is the width of the space between the two adjacent teeth measured along the pitch circle. So this particular space between two adjacent teeth measured along the pitch circle, that is known as the tooth space. Backlash. It is the difference between the tooth space and the tooth thickness as measured along the pitch circle. We know that this much is the tooth thickness, and this particular distance is known as the tooth space. So difference between tooth thickness and tooth space is known as the backlash. Theoretically, the backlash should be 0. But in actual practice, some backlash must be allowed to prevent the jamming of the teeth due to tooth error or thermal expansion. The point is that this gap must be 0. Difference between the tooth thickness and tooth space must be 0. Means these two must be equal. But in practice, gap is provided to prevent the jamming of the two gear due to the tooth error. Here tooth error means error in the profile of the gear tooth, and the thermal expansion. Due to the continuous operation, there are chances of tooth to be heated. So heat energy will try to expand the material of the tooth, and because of that, if this difference between the tooth thickness and tooth space is 0, then there are chances to jam the gear while the rotation or while in the operation. So the backlash is provided. Next is the face of tooth. It is the surface of the gear tooth above the piece surface. So this much portion in this particular figure you can see that which is known as the face of the tooth, which is above the piece circle. So this much surface is known as the face. Flank of the tooth. The lower portion of the tooth, here you can see that this much portion, the lower surface of the tooth, which is below the pitch circle, is known as the flank, while the surface of the tooth profile, which is above the pitch circle, is known as the face. Top line. It is the surface of the top of the tooth. This surface is known as the top line. Face width. It is the width of the gear tooth measured parallel to the axis. Face width is the width of the gear tooth which is measured parallel to the axis. In this figure you can see that this width of the gear tooth which is measured along the axis of the gear is known as the face width. Profile. It is the curve formed by the face and flank of the tooth. In this figure again you can see that the curve which is formed by the face and the flank, means this curvature is known as the gear tooth profile. Generally gear tooth profile, as we know that it should be an involute curve or cycloidal curve. Fillet radius. It is the radius that connects the root circle to the profile of the tooth. The radius that connects the root circle to the tooth profile. We know that tooth profile is the arc formed by the face and flank of the tooth, and there is a radius which connects the gear tooth profile with the root circle. So this arc is nothing but the fillet radius. Path of contact. It is the path traced out by the point of contact of two teeth from the beginning to the end of the engagement. So in this particular figure, we can see the different positions of the gear tooth, matting gear teeth, different positions we can see that, and for all this different position, there is a common point or the contact point tracing that is represented by the path of contact during the full engagement, means from the beginning to the end of the engagement. That is known as the path of contact. Next, we have the length of path of contact. So the distance, that is D to C. So this distance is known as the length of the path of contact. Arc of contact. It is the path traced out by a point on the pitch circle from the beginning to the end of engagement of the given pair of teeth. So the arc of contact consists of two parts. So this one is the beginning of the engagement, when this one is rotating in this direction, and this gear driver which is rotating in clockwise direction, here driven, the gear on this side is the driven gear, which is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So the starting contact point at the beginning is the point C. So the path traced out by the point on the pitch circle from the beginning to the end of engagement of a given pair of teeth, that is known as arc of contact. That consists of two parts, that is arc of approach. It is the portion of the arc of contact from the beginning of the engagement to the pitch point. From the beginning of the engagement means here you can say that is E to P is the arc of approach, portion of the arc of contact, that is known as the arc of approach. Second one is the arc of recess. It is the portion of the arc of contact from the pitch point to the end of engagement of the pair of teeth. So here this one is the pitch point, and at this position the contact between two mating teeth is finished or released. So the arc of contact which represents this portion is known as the arc of recess.